Hey everybody!
Hey guys.
I'm Abby, this is Ryan, and welcome to Lost Among Locals. So we thought for our first video here on YouTube we would address some of the questions that you guys have asked us online. We got some pretty great questions. We polled family and friends and some strangers too, just to see what you guys needed to know about this whole venture that we're taking. And some of you had some pretty
good questions.
Interesting things to ask. So, we have come out to a park. It's going to start raining on us today, so awesome. We're here in Arkansas, and it is a super rainy day. So, if you can hear that, we apologize. What you going to do? The weather's not cooperating. So, as many of you know, we have decided to quit our jobs and sell everything we own and go travel the world. So that's our plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really excited about it.
We are really excited about it. So, but lots of you have lots of questions, so let's get to it. Where are you guys going, and how long are you going to be gone?
Our plan is to start into Iceland and then go into Europe and then travel around Europe for a little while and then come back home for Christmas. That's kind of the first 6 months that we had planned. Mm-hmm. Then this pandemic hit, so we don't know what's completely what we're going to do just yet.
Yeah, which leads to the next question. What about the pandemic and how are you going to handle that? It's a pain in the rear.
Yeah.
We had very detailed plans for the first 6 months. Obviously, those have gotten changed. They actually just canceled our international flights this week. So we are in the hustle of rebooting. We think what that's going to look like is for the first couple months, we're going to do a tour of the States and head out west. Be making some videos about the national parks there. Some tips and tricks, travel guides for the national parks. So we're just going to keep one of our vehicles and start with a little road trip. But we got good news yesterday that Iceland is opening up on June 15th for international travel. So we very well might be still getting to go to Iceland first, which was our original intent. So very excited about that because I was a little saddened, really saddened. But yes, with isolation and precautions, there will be precautions in places. Definitely, there will be some places where we have to quarantine for a little while. We're, for right now, going to try to stay away from those places. Yeah. And probably stay in the States throughout most of the summer.
And even with that, we'll try to stay away from some of the bigger cities where there are more restrictions in. We may stay more out in the rural areas.
Definitely. And we have some very great Lost Among Locals masks. You can buy them on the website. We'll link that all below, of course. But they're super cute. How are you going to pay for this, Sam?
Oh man. Well, we've been saving up for a while now for the past year. We've been living in this little apartment, and so we've been saving money. Now, we don't want to dig into that too much. So we actually have got our ESL license. And I already started, we're teaching for a online platform, teaching English, so. Yeah,
so we both have that. Maybe we'll be able to monetize eventually and make a little bit of money here and there. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of our plan. And then backup, if we do decide to stay in one place for a little bit longer, I'm a nurse and can get a travel contract to do that. So that's also a backup plan.
And there's also teaching abroad also, so I can also take a teaching job for a little bit, and if we need to.
So that's like income more. As far as affording the trip, we very strategically applied for lots of credit cards over the last couple of years with lots of travel benefits, and because of all the stuff we had to buy for the trip, we were able to rack up a lot of points. So basically the first 6 months of our trip have pretty much been paid for already by credit card points and those sorts of things. I got all those flights for pretty much nothing. I am not a good life planner at all. Terrible. Not a planner. Pretty impulsive. But I'm a great travel planner.
Traveling. She's really good at travel planning, travel hacking, stuff like that.
So yeah, we found some good deals, and I think we're going to be okay. We're also going to be doing some work with people volunteer-wise. and kind of some work for your stay kind of things.
Yeah.
And then we've traveled a lot, so we have a lot of friends and people we kind of consider family around the world.
Yeah.
A lot of connections, and so we've been able to organize staying with friends in some places, or you know, staying for fairly cheap. So hopefully that will pan out for us. Becky wants to know, what are you going to be doing with your time? Probably editing a lot of video.
Yes, editing videos, pictures, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's my job, editing. Abby's probably going to be the next trip part of it. She's probably planning that. But yeah, we're probably behind our computers probably way too much, most likely.
At least for the first little while.
With teaching and editing, it's going to take a lot of time.
But our plan is to definitely show you guys travel tips, tricks. We love to know all the details about somewhere before we go. We don't want to waste money or time standing in line. We want to know all those good things. So we definitely will be sharing that stuff with you guys, the things that we find. So a lot of research goes into that. Also, our favorite thing about travel definitely has been those like kind of random chaotic moments with locals, just people that we've met. All the best stuff comes from that, like interaction with people. And that's really what this channel will focus on for sure. Where's the best festivals? What's the best food? What do the locals do for fun? Our goal everywhere we go is to find a local who will take us home and cook us dinner. Like, that's our daily goal. If we can make that happen at least once a week,
I mean,
then
making friends in different countries, just awesome. Experiencing other people's countries.
Life. Yeah. If we can make that happen, that's our main goal. So yeah, I think we'll be pretty busy. We won't just be lounging around doing nothing.
No.
We also have lots of volunteer stuff set up.
Yeah.
So well, it's all been canceled now, but we'll reset it up.
We'll find some more volunteer things.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be working quite a bit as well. What about your clothes, and what are you gonna do with your shoes from Mom?
If you don't know this about Abby, she has lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of shoes. So that's definitely gonna be a problem when we're traveling. So.
Yeah. I got rid of about 45 pairs of shoes when we sold our house. I have a great many more that need to be gotten rid of. So I will be selling my shoes, except for a few coveted pairs. Yeah. So I have managed to get about 4 pair in my bag. And as far as the clothes question, we are both traveling with just a carry-on.
Yep.
So we have a carry-on bag and a personal item each. My personal item is filled with nothing but electronics. So
basically just 2 carry-on, then 1 personal item. We'll pack clothes in. So.
Somebody asked about climate with all of those clothes. We are going to perpetually chase summer. Basically, once we leave Iceland, we will be trying to stay in warm areas so that the packing is easier, and because we don't like to be cold. I don't like being cold. We don't like it.
Nope.
So unless we're just visiting somewhere for a little while, we'll probably just rent a coat and not pack all of that stuff with us. So that's how we're going to manage to fit into these 2 bags. Let's see, what else do we have here? Kaylee wants to know, will we still get to see Ryan dance?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I can't help it. I'm bebopping around, is what Abby always says, and I don't know. I'm always dancing at some point. So yeah, I mean, yes, I'll still be dancing all the time.
Everywhere he goes, he moves to a beat. The beat in his own little head. So.
Absolutely. It's not great dancing, but it is dancing. So.
Let's see. Sam also wants to know, what about the food? What if you get somewhere and you hate all the food and you get hangry? I love that you use the word hangry, because I do really get hangry. You'll see it eventually.
Don't we all?
The good part about that is we will eat pretty much anything.
Yeah, there's not really anything I won't eat.
Right. We have traveled quite a bit, and along the travel that we have done has been, staying with people and with families in their home who have made us dinner, and in those sort of situations, food's really important to people. It's a very important part of culture.
Yeah.
And you just eat it. Like, you eat it with a smile on your face, even if it's terrible. So there's really nothing that we can't stomach.
Yeah.
And we'll make it.
Yeah.
We'll be just fine.
I'm not worried about it.
Not worried about it. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
I'm pretty sure me and my friend Alan both had cow intestines in Italy. And so
Yeah.
it was okay, not great.
Chicken hearts in Nepali soup for me. Yum. It's one of those things that as you chew it gets bigger and bigger and bigger in your mouth. It's really great. It's gross. But hey, we made it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be just fine in the food department. How are you going to deal with the lack of comfort in all your normal everyday comfort items?
Well,
Amber wants to know
Amber
that.
wants to know that. Well, we're not tied to anything, any type of comfort. I mean, we've stayed places where we've had no air conditioning whatsoever, and you just learn to survive. You get adapted to it, so it's not a big deal. We don't like being cold, but we can always dress in layers and warm up for that.
Yeah, and I mean, we know there'll be days where we miss home and we miss our, comfy king bed probably the most. But we have moved a lot, and so I don't feel like we're really creatures of habit and we don't have a lot of comfort items. I'm pretty impulsive and I just kind of get rid of stuff all the time. So if you did have something you loved, it's probably gone anyway.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's see. Next, we have one from Caleb. How are you going to deal with negative internet trolls?
We're just not gonna deal with no.
You mean everyone's not gonna love us?
And everybody's just not super polite online and just great.
I've never seen anyone be rude online.
Never. No, really, as long as it's appropriate and doesn't get crude and it kind of out of line that way with language and stuff, we'll be fine. Because we want people to express their opinions, and we're not going to hold that back. But we're not going to get in a big long argument. I do like hearing other people's opinions, and I'll listen to them, and that's fine. But if it does get like really, really bad, crude stuff, we'll block people. But we'll ask them to stop first, and then block them if they won't do it. So
yeah. I probably won't read a lot of it. Not that I am a person who super cares about what people think about me, but I mean, I don't want to be depressed all the time. But we definitely love constructive criticism. Hey, if you got something that would help us be better people or better videographers or travelers or bring it on. Bring it on. Just don't use super bad cuss words because our niece and nephew can read now, and I don't want them to see that.
We hope to have more of a family-oriented type material, so we want to keep it pretty mellow.
Lots of friends' kids will be watching, so don't say anything too terrible. What if you get internal organ issues like a kidney stone or a broken leg? How do you deal with that? I love this question. This cracks me up. So, yes, we'll be able to get medical care. We will definitely, we do have insurance. Many nations actually require that you have it if you're going to come for a period of time. We use a company called Safety Wing. They kind of do nomad insurance, and it covers both of our travel insurance and also major medical insurance. So we can get a prescription if we need it. We can go to the doctor. We can go to the hospital, and we're covered pretty much everywhere.
Hope that doesn't happen.
So we will be okay.
We'll be fine.
We also got some really strange grooming questions. We're just gonna like personal grooming. We're just gonna go with yes, you can take a razor. Yeah. And we will be doing that.
We'll be fine.
What if you have no internet and how do you even get internet anyway? From Caleb.
From Caleb. Well, I mean, most places you can find internet. They have internet cafes in a lot of different countries. Coffee shops a lot of times have it. Most Airbnbs will have internet.
Wi-Fi.
Hotels, Wi-Fi. So most places you have access to it. There will be times we'll be remote and so
have to wait till we get to a better place. But
we would still film and edit. We just won't be able to upload until we get to a place where we can. So.
Right. We have a T-Mobile plan on our phones. We have one phone that's on that, so it has an international plan. It's good for like 128 countries and has a hotspot and lots of data. Yeah. So hopefully that'll work pretty well. And then also we carry an extra phone that has a SIM card, and we always get a local SIM card. They're usually a few bucks.
Yeah, it's usually really cheap.
And you can get, whatever the best local data is, that kind of thing. And that usually works pretty well. So, and that also gives us a local phone number where we can call and make reservations and things like that. So we always do that with our extra phone. Are you prepared to come back and have no job, Becky?
You know,
Yes and no. I
Yeah.
told you I'm not a planner, so I didn't
No.
even think about that.
I guess we're naive about it because Abby's a nurse and I'm a teacher, so we feel like even when we come back, we should be able to find a job
Yeah.
fairly
Yeah.
easily.
And we are not going to blow through all of our savings.
No.
We have a cutoff mark
Yeah.
when we get to that point, and we will come home. Like we have a dollar amount that we know we need to get reset up in the States. And,
Yes.
So that's our threshold that we have vowed to keep with each other. So we should be good.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
What is the last meal you're gonna eat before you leave, Grayson?
Oh wow, that's tough. Maybe
Not for me.
Maybe Mexican food. I really like, cheese dip, stuff like that.
I crave a big old fat juicy cheeseburger with American fries.
She loves cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that's my go-to
Yeah.
guilt meal. So I will be having a cheeseburger. What about vaccines and medicines? Can you get vaccines and medicines? Do you take prescription medicines? What if you have an allergic reaction?
Well, luckily
Samantha wants to know these things.
we're not really allergic to much of anything, so that we know of.
Yeah.
So
But anybody can have an allergic reaction
Yes.
at any time, and I do always carry Benadryl, Sam, so don't worry. And yes, we can get prescriptions. As far as vaccinations go, we're not super vaxxers. We do get what countries require us to get, and most of those we have already had from previous travel.
yes.
But the CDC does keep a website. It's very easy to look and see what countries require for you to have, and
Yeah.
so if we need something else, then we'll just get it.
Just
No
make sure we
problem.
keep it up to date before we go somewhere. So
Yep, no problem. This is a good one too. What if Abby gets pregnant, and what are you going to do so that she doesn't get pregnant? Well, we're going to do what we've been doing for the last 14 years.
14 years, yes. We've been
We're going to just stick to the plan that seems to be working.
yes.
And if we get pregnant, then I'll cry for a little while. And then we'll be overjoyed.
Yes.
Children are blessings, and we will come home to have the baby, yes.
Probably yes.
Not because of the medical care, but because my mother is scary.
Yeah.
And if I even thought about mentioning not being in like touching range of her when said child was born, she would just kill me. So, we would come home.
We would just come home.
But and you get to see a big fat pregnant lady like hiking around the mountains and stuff. So it'd be great. But no, we're not planning on that.
No.
How are you going to do laundry? Because some places don't have washing machines.
Yeah, and we've experienced that in our travels already,
Oh, yeah.
where we've had to wash our clothes in a bucket,
Creek.
whatever. So you just get soap and you hand scrub it, and then you hang it to dry.
The Haitian ladies taught me really well.
Oh, yes,
So it's
yes.
fine.
So-
We're going to be fine.
We'll be okay.
All right. So we also got some more like relationship-based questions that people kind of wanted to know. Love the heart behind some of these. They're super great. Jake wants to know, when did you guys meet and who pursued whom?
I mean, she totally pursued me. No, we met in college. Let's see, 2003, 4? Probably around 2004. And then it was kind of a off and on relationship for that first little bit.
Yeah. But by off and on, he means that I broke up with him like 10 times
Yeah.
in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But every time I turned around, he was just there. Like no matter where I went, he was just there.
Very persistent.
He was always there, which sounds creepy, but it was totally just happenstance. Like
Yeah.
I would go to the store, he would be at the store. I would go to the gym, he would be at the gym.
And then at one point we worked at a camp, so we
Yeah.
really just couldn't get away from each other
Right.
when we broke up because we were both
Right.
in a little cabin area and just had
Yeah.
to work together. So
Exactly.
kind of had to.
But that only lasted a few months. We dated for about 5 months, and then we got engaged. We were engaged for a year,
Yep.
and then we've been married for a little over 14,
Little over 14,
14 and a
yep.
half, somewhere around there. So, yeah, I would say he definitely pursued first, but now it's probably the other way around. Just kidding. All right, so what counseling options do you have because lots of van lifers' relationships fail? Kaylee wants to know this. Man, we are super blessed with a really great support system.
Yeah.
We have several couples in our life, both older, like mentor couples and friends who sort of have the same beliefs about marriage as we do. And all of these people we could be completely honest with and
absolutely.
say, hey, this is the problem we're having. And they'd be right there to help us, to bail us out, So professional counseling, we don't have one.
No.
We've never needed it in the past. But if we do, we'll go get one. I mean, we're not naive that this life is going to present challenges.
Yeah.
But we're lucky that we have lived together a long time.
Yeah.
And we've been married a long time, been through a lot of things together. We have really great families that have been a really good inspiration for us, like our grandparents and our parents.
Yeah.
So we feel like we got a pretty good handle on that, hopefully. Rachel would like to know, will this test your relationship with each other and also with your friends and family? Or how do you think this will test your relationship?
I mean, it is going to, just because there's more stress added to traveling and making sure you're in a foreign country where you're not, I mean, if you don't speak the language, it could be very stressful. So, but I'm pretty easygoing. I'm pretty chill. And so we don't get in too many arguments. That even when we've been traveling, there's been a very few times, most times when we're hangry. So don't get hangry while you travel. Things will be okay.
It's true. We always keep snacks.
So as long as you're fed, you're probably going to be fine. You may get tired, but you're going to be fine. So.
Well, and I would say the core of our relationship is that we're just best friends. So if he's getting on my nerves, if I'm getting on his nerves, he'll just go for a run. We're both pretty independent.
I'll go for a walk, run, just move away from the situation for a little bit.
If he's getting on my nerves, I'll tell him to go for a run. Get away from me. So we'll be okay, we think. Let's see. Jake says, this is a bold step. Is there anything that you guys are apprehensive about? Man. Yeah, my niece and nephew are kind of my heart. Since we don't have children, they're definitely kind of our kids. So being away from them and like not seeing their basketball games and not being there for everything they do, that's a little rough. I'm apprehensive about that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and of course,
here comes the rain.
Yeah, it's raining really hard now. Of course, being a man, you start thinking about financially and making sure I can still provide while we're going. And that's always the scary part, is if I can provide. But we do have the backup plan of everything else. But yeah, not seeing family and friends is going to be the toughest part. Because we've got some good close friends, and it's hard to leave that behind.
Ryan, how do you ensure that you're safe and that you keep your wife safe?
Well, you can look up information about where places are not safe at. So you just kind of, just like everywhere, there's places to kind of avoid and places you can go. So.
Besides, I'm the one that keeps him safe.
But no, it's just something that you just, be smart about it when we're traveling and not put yourself in a weird situation.
And man, follow your gut.
Yeah.
Follow your gut.
If you're not feeling like this is okay, like something's wrong about this, then we need to get away from the situation. So that's why I recommend.
Absolutely. And always know where your embassy is. I put it in my phone on an app. Somebody asked, how do you deal with all the different languages? Do you speak all these languages, and how are you going to function?
Google Translate.
Yeah.
Google Translate. You can speak into it, show somebody, they'll speak into it. It works great.
Works great as long as you got a connection. Also, man, Americans, we're terrible with language. We just are, but the rest of the world is not like us.
No.
And most places, you can find someone who at least speaks a little bit of English.
A little bit, some type of broken English, but you can find somebody.
You can find somebody who's way better at it than you are.
Yeah.
So, all right, last question. How can family and friends support you in this exciting journey?
Oh man.
Yeah. We're so glad that someone would even ask a question like that. And this was from a friend. I think just keep us on your mind.
Yeah.
Prayers and thoughts for safety and wisdom for us.
Yeah.
Definitely, we have to say, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell, hit the button. If there's a button, push it. Just push all the buttons.
Yeah.
You know, share our stuff on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah.
Please, please, please check on us.
Yeah.
We have WhatsApp for friends and for family.
Yes.
Yeah, Facebook message us. We also will say we would never ever venture out on something like this without a good support system.
Yeah.
And we do have a whole team of people who know where we are at all times. They have a calendar, they know where we are, they know what we're doing, and they know how to find us.
Yeah.
So definitely, just if you'd like to be part of that, let us know. And we will make sure that you get all that info too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just appreciate that that's even on somebody's mind. That's awesome to us. So anyway, with that being said, please hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell so you can get our next little video. Our next one is gonna be, I think, what's in our bag.
I think so.
And we'll talk about electronics and all the other stuff, and which shoes I decided to bring, so you don't want to miss that. You definitely don't want to miss that. All right, everybody, we'll see you later. Now get lost.